Hey everyone, it's Ryan from No Credentials Required to talk to you about one of our newest partners at Belly Up Sports, SeatGeek. Yeah, live sports is great on television, but the feeling of being at the arena is a priceless experience. That's why our friends at SeatGeek are there to help you find the best tickets at the best prices. Not only can you get tickets to sporting events, we can also get tickets to concerts, comedy shows, musicals, and more. Search for your desired event now at SeatGeek.com, enter promo code BellyUpSports at checkout, and you save $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
The 2025 FIFA Club World Cup kicks off June 14th. It will conclude July 13th in East Rutherford, New Jersey at MetLife Stadium. So, how does the FIFA Club World Cup work? Well, the representation are as follows. The teams that get one team is Oceania's Football Confederation, as well as the host nation, which is the U.S. So that they get one host team. I wonder if this continues come the next Club World Cup. You then have, these are the confederations that get four teams, which is the Asian Football Confederation, CAF, the Confederation of African Football. I think that's the acronym. And of course, CONCACAF, the Confederation of Central America, Central American, Caribbean, of North, Central, and the Caribbean. Wait, no, that's not it. Confederation of Central America, Caribbean. It's North America. Just know that. Don't worry about everything else. CONCACAF is stupid confusing. But anyways, they just get four teams to represent their confederation. CONMEBOL gets 6 teams to represent their confederation, and UEFA gets 12 teams, which is kind of how the World Cup is anyways. So, probably a little bit, I think the ratio is a little different, but yes, nonetheless. So, and the way they pick these teams are by winning their continental competitions, i.e., Champions Cup, Champions League, whatever their version of the Champions League is, that's who gets selected. Or if you're Inter Miami, who is the host, at least that's what they're going off of by now at this point after the whole thing that happened with the MLS Cup. But yeah, so they did a drawing to decide who's going to be in groups, in what group. But yeah, so I said a lot of things to the Club World Cup. I'm just going to point that out. I was very hesitant about what all this was going to be. Once again, I'm someone that does favor the players. This is another thing that players have been complaining about just because of the fact that they already are in a very congested schedule as it is. And now on top of that, they get even shorter of a break because now they have to play in this competition. So, say that for what it is. But that's all I'm going to say at that point. But, all right, here are the groups. So we're going to kick things off for Group A. We have Al Ahly from Egypt. We got FC Porto from Portugal. Inter Miami, the host team from the U.S. Palmeiras from Brazil. The story to follow, I'm going to just say it's Inter Miami. There's a lot of drama going on right now with Inter Miami. Messi has kind of took a hold on contract negotiations with Inter Miami. His contract is set to, I think his contract's supposed to be done by the end of the season. So they put a stop to the contract negotiations as of right now. And I think it's just because the team has been pretty overwhelming. They did have a big win against Columbus Crew, but it's been overwhelming to the point where there's been rumors of Javier Mascherano possibly getting sacked. And, I believe the rumor right now is America's coach. So, yeah, it's not great. Not a good look for them, but that's where they are right now. But yeah, the story to follow will be Inter Miami because they're not in a hard group, but they're definitely they got some hurdles to go if they wanted to have a strong performance. Because I think that Mascherano could be coaching for his job right now, and if they're not able to perform in this competition, it's just another nail in his coffin. So we'll see how that goes for them. My player to watch from this group is going to be Estevao from Palmeiras. He has been the guy that's linked to a lot of clubs, so we'll see if he can showcase, or will he be showcased in this Club World Cup. I really hope he is. So, but yeah, this is just for a lot of these players, this is their opportunity to increase their stock or get more notoriety. So I will be seeing, and this is my chance to actually get to see a little bit of this kid. I never got to see Endrick, and I never got to watch Endrick play, especially when he was playing in Palmeiras. So I will be really intrigued to see how Estavo, how he performs, and see how much of the truth that he is. So, and then my dark horse for this group is going to be Al Ali. The reason why is because this team, with an interim coach, won their league, and so I think that's very impressive. They now have a coach to be in charge, and I think that'll be interesting. But I think they're the team that's being overlooked right now, and I mean, respectively so. You're in a group with FC Porto, Inter Miami, and Palmeiras. Well, let's be honest, Messi, and so they're overlooked right now. I think they're a very good team. They clearly were. They were the champions of Egypt. So they have an opportunity to showcase what they can do. Not only that, but what Egyptian football has to show. So, and also representing Africa. So I think that this is going to be. I think that they can shake things up in this group. My favorites, it's going to be FC Porto and Palmeiras. I think that they're coming out of the group. I think that they're the two stronger teams. I don't know who would win the group. I wouldn't be shocked if Palmeiras beats FC Porto, to be honest with you. But Porto is still a very strong team. So we'll see how that all transpires. But that's my two right now going into the knockout rounds will be FC Porto and Palmeiras. In Group B, we got Atletico Madrid from Spain, Botafogo from Brazil, PSG from France, and the Seattle Sounders in the US. The story to follow will be PSG. PSG obviously coming off of winning their first ever Champions League. And obviously also they've had some other players were represented in the Nations League final and semifinals. Are they going to be on tired legs? Are they going to be a little bit hung over? Is this team going to be able to take the Club World Cup seriously? I think that's going to be an interesting storyline to follow. My answer is yes, but that is still going to be something to follow. Like they've already. You will probably say that they put everything in that Champions League final. That do they have more in the tank to continue on into the summer? And we'll see what happens there. My player to watch is Antoine Griezmann from Atletico Madrid. He had a very hot first start to the first half of the season for Atletico Madrid and kind of cooled down in the second half. He did commit. He signed a new contract with Atletico Madrid. So all those rumors of him going to LAFC, that basically flushed down the toilet. So can a committed Griezmann be an X factor for Atletico Madrid here in the U.S., which he loves the U.S., so I'm sure he's going to want to put out a show for the American fans here for Atletico Madrid. My dark horse from this group is going to be Botafogo. I think Botafogo, a very strong Brazilian team, but you got to go. I think could dictate of who wins the group, in my opinion. Can they have a good showing against PSG, or can they cause some havoc against Atletico Madrid? It could be really telling of what Botafogo can dictate what happens in this group. My favorites, I'm going to say Atletico Madrid and PSG. I think Atletico Madrid does, in fact, win this group. Not many people do agree with that, but I do think Atletico Madrid can. They're kind of, in my opinion, they're kind of tryhards at times, and I think that this is a prime opportunity where they will be a tryhard. And, which I mean, why not doing in the FIFA Club World Cup? So I do have Atletico Madrid, and I do have PSG moving on to the knockout rounds. In Group C, we got Auckland City from New Zealand, Bayern Munich from Germany, Benfica from Portugal, and Boca Juniors from Argentina. The story to follow is going to be Boca Junior. They are not looking good. They've actually had like a not so great run of form as of lately, but it's the name Boca Juniors, right? That's what everyone thinks of. Can they come up in an opportunity where they could come out of this group? But yeah, once again, not in the best form. Can they change that for themselves in this competition? My player to watch is going to be Evangelos Pavlidis from Benfica. He is the guy up top for Benfica. Benfica has been a very competitive team in the Portuguese league and was a massive pain in the head in the Champions League. So they compete really hard, and I mean, Pavlidis is a big impact of that. So can he continue to showcase what he can do in this Club World Cup stage? And once again, some of these guys are playing for big opportunities. Can he get a big opportunity, especially at his age? Can he continue where he's at in Benfica, or can he get an opportunity with a big club? We'll see what happens, man. I mean, no offense to Benfica. I know Benfica is a big club in Portugal. My dark horse is going to be Boca Juniors. I don't think a lot of people have a lot of expectations of them. But I think they can shake things up. I think that they can flip the script, that this will be a great time to be flipping that script for themselves. So that's where I'm going with. I'm going to say Boca Junior, I think, can be a little thorn to the side to a lot of these teams in this group. My favorite, it's going to be Bayern Munich and Benfica. I'm going to take those two to move on. Boca Junior, like I said, their form is a little bit questionable to me. If they were coming off of good form, I would probably pick them, but like I said, it's not the best form for right now. Group D, we got Chelsea from England, Esperance from Tunisia, Flamengo from Brazil, and LAFC from the US. Story to follow is LAFC. LAFC qualified by playing Club America. If you guys don't know, this was supposed to be Club Leon's spot, but Club Leon was removed from the tournament because of FIFA having a rule that you cannot have clubs that are from the same ownership group, which Club Leon is in the same ownership group as Pachuca, who is also in this competition. And so because of that, they were removed from the tournament, which brought in the opportunity for LAFC and Club America to play a play-in match to decide who gets that final spot. America was picked because they were the highest ranked CONCACAF club, and LAFC was the team that was in the final against Club Leon. So that's why they were featured in that play-in. LAFC ended up winning that game, and now they're here. So can they take advantage of this once-in-a-life opportunity for themselves? My player to watch, I'm going to say it, it's Cole Palmer. The new number 10 for Chelsea. I think that this kid, since I saw him in Manchester City, I was like, this kid's cold-blooded, man. And he's lived up to that hype, in my opinion. I think he's a really good player. He's solid. I think it's gonna be he's gonna be a big part of this Chelsea team if they go far in this tournament. But yeah, Chelsea looks good, and Cole Palmer is definitely a correlation of that. So I expect that's gonna be my all eyes to watch on Cole Palmer, what he does in this stage of the FIFA Club World Cup. My dark horse team is going to be LAFC. I think of all the MLS teams, they definitely have a better shot at getting out of the group. I think that they can maybe turn a few games in their favor. It just, can they do it? But that's the reason why they're a dark horse. I think that they very much could shake things up. It just depends if they can. But my favorites to come out of here, it's going to be Chelsea and Flamengo. I think they're both two really strong teams. Flamengo's a very strong team in Brazil. And I expect those two to come out of Group D. Group E, we got Inter Milan from Italy, Monterrey from Mexico, River Plate from Argentina, and Urawa Red Diamonds from Japan. The story to follow is going to be Inter Milan. Inter Milan, after just missed opportunity after missed opportunity after missed opportunity. They missed out on the Coppa Italia when they got eliminated by AC Milan. They missed out on winning the Serie A in decision day, which Napoli ended up taking. And, of course, they got fully embarrassed in the Champions League final against PSG. So they had an opportunity to have 3 trophies, and they missed out on all 3 of them. Can they bounce back? Do they have it? Do they have it in them to go into another competition and hopefully win something this year, because they don't have a single trophy in there for this season? Can they do it here? My player to watch is going to be Sergio Ramos from Monterrey. This is the reason why he went to Monterrey, and this is why Monterrey went after him. He is an experienced center back. He has a ton of leadership and a ton of knowledge. He knows how to play in these kind of competitions. Can he be the guy for Monterrey to help them go far in this tournament? That's going to be the interesting part. My dark horse is Monterrey. Monterrey is a very interesting team. They're a very good team. They're a solid defensive team. They're good on the attack. And on top of that, it is here in the U.S. There's a ton of Monterrey fans here in the U.S., and I think that they're going to have a home field advantage every single match, including the Inter Milan match. So they're going to have a lot on their side. I think that they could be a real frisky force in this competition because of that aspect that if you want to talk about a true home field advantage, it's going to be Monterrey. If America was in here, I would have also said the same thing for them. But they're not. So Monterrey is my dark horse. My favorites to come out of this group is Inter Milan and Monterrey. Even though they are my dark horse, I expect them to come out of this group. I think that they could get advantage over River Plate, and they'll move on to the next round. So that is my picks for Group E. Group F, we got Borussia Mönchengladbach from Germany, Fluminense from Brazil, Mamelodi Sundowns FC from Egypt, that's a great name, and Ulsan HDFC from South Korea. The storyline to follow here is just going to be Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund, who initially they fired Nuri Sahin in the first half of the season because they were not doing well. And then the guy in charge that took over the team got this team back into shape and got them into a Champions League position at the end of the season, which from where they were before he took over to where they were now, huge accomplishment. And so that's going to be really interesting. They did secure Joe Bellingham, so they have another Bellingham on their club, and they do fairly well with English players on their team. So, can Dortmund, I think that's going to be the story to follow. Joe Bellingham with Borussia Dortmund, the other Bellingham brother, can he make his name now for Borussia Dortmund's history? My player to watch is going to be Karim Adeyemi from Borussia Dortmund. I know I just talked about Jude Bellingham, but Karim Adeyemi has to be the guy that steps up for Borussia Dortmund. I think he normally does. He's a young player, a young promising player. Can Borussia Dortmund? I think he's going to dictate a lot for Borussia Dortmund. So that's the guy I'm going to be wanting to keep an eye on. Plus, I've liked watching him since he came up into the rankings, amongst the rankings of Borussia Dortmund. So I can't wait to see how he continues his career. My dark horse team is Fluminense. Actually, I don't have really a dark horse. Actually, yeah, my dark horse team is Fluminense. They're a really strong Brazilian side. Actually, no. I take that back. This is going to be the whole Borussia Dortmund time. My dark horse throughout the tournament is Borussia Dortmund. I think that they can come in and make a statement. I think that they have a sneaky strong following here in the U.S. And so I think that they could be a promising team in this Club World Cup. They could probably go far, maybe, I don't know. But I think that that's my dark horse for the entire tournament is Borussia Dortmund. And my favorites is going to be Borussia Dortmund and Fluminense coming out of the group. So, yeah, Group F, I just literally spent the whole time Group F talking about Borussia Dortmund. No offense to Mamelodi Sundowns and no offense to Ulsan HDFC. I don't know too much about them, but I know that Borussia Dortmund is going to be the heavy favorite to win that group. In Group G, we got Al Ain from the United Arab Emirates, Juventus from Italy, Manchester City from England, and Wydad Casablanca from Morocco. The story to follow is Manchester City has made signings. They have made a lot of signings. They added Rangers from AC Milan. You lose Kevin De Bruyne, you get in Rangers. I think that's a really good addition, a young player, a young 10 that can maybe potentially do the same thing that Kevin De Bruyne was able to do for them, if not even more. So I think that that's a great addition for them. And once again, you still have Erling Haaland, you still have Marmoush, you have a ton of players. So I think this is going to be their time. They need to respond from the season that they had, and what better else to do it in the FIFA Club World Cup. My player to watch is Erling Haaland. Can he do this in this big of a stage? Obviously he has a lot of work to do for Norway to get them in the World Cup, but here he is in this World Cup. Can he have his World Cup moment here in the Club World Cup? I'm really intrigued to see if he can do it, especially if he does it here in the U.S. It is going to be all eyes on him. He is one of the big names for Man City, and I think a lot of guys are hoping. A lot of people are really wanting to see this kid play in person. So that's who I have as my player to watch. My dark horse team. Well, I'm not gonna pick Wydad, Casablanca, or Al Ain. So I'm gonna say Juventus. I think Juventus. I think they're being overlooked. I think the old lady, for all its reasons, I get it, but I think also along with Borussia Dortmund, I think Juventus could be a lot different this year, and maybe can change things up to change some people's minds about the old lady still being very, very much a force in club football across the world. But my favorite is going to be Manchester City and Juventus. Those are the two I'm thinking that are coming out of this group. I know I'm being boring. I know I'm picking the European sides, but let's be honest, you are too. And then the last group, we got Al Hilal from Saudi Arabia, Pachuca from Mexico, Real Madrid from Spain, and RB Salzburg from Austria. The story to follow here is going to be Al Hilal. I think Al Hilal has. No, I'm just kidding. It's Real Madrid. The Real Madrid, obviously, very overwhelming season this year. Injuries, all you can think of. You move on from Carlo Ancelotti. He's taking over Brazil. And now you add Xabi Alonso. You bring Xabi Alonso back to Real Madrid, this time as a coach. The hottest name in coaching right now. Can he be? What are we going to see from his first competition as coach of Real Madrid, manager of Real Madrid? What is his approach? How is he going to view this team defensively? How is he going to get these guys to get into gear? Also, Florentino Perez has been very active in the transfer market as we speak. He's already got Højlund from Bournemouth. They already got Trent Alexander-Arnold. They went and got Mascherano from River Plate. They're just looking to add more and more players. They're going to be very active this year, and they're also in pursuit of a Joselu type 9, which tells me that this is the end of the road for Rodrigo, which means that we're going to probably see Mbappe back on the wing, and Real Madrid's going to have a distinctive 9 in their lineup. My player to watch is Arda Güler. Arda Güler has been rumored to be very favorable by Xabi Alonso. He really likes him, so which I hope that means that he's going to be implemented in a lot of the formations that Xabi Alonso has planned for Real Madrid this season. And this is probably a chance that we get to see this kid perform because he is very much good. He's very much for real. He's ready to be a starter, and I can't wait to watch him play. My dark horse from here is Pachuca. Pachuca is going to be very solid. I think they could be a problem. I think that they're a very physical team. They can also score on you. Rondon is very much that it factor for that team. Can they continue it? Can they continue on and be a statement in this tournament and represent Mexico as well and CONCACAF in this competition? But the teams that I'm having coming out of this group is Real Madrid and Al Hilal. But yeah, so that is my predictions for the groups. Let me take a quick break so I can give you my top 5. Alright guys, so my Power 5, my top 5 teams are going to be at 5th place, at 5th of my rankings, PSG. I'm going to have PSG 5th. I think that there is going to be some sort of hangover, so that's why I have PSG at 5. At number 4, I have Bayern Munich. I think that they're going to have a good team, but I just don't know if they've made any additional pieces, especially as the deeper you go, you're going to face some big competition, and I think that that's going to be very dictative. Number 3, I have Chelsea. I think Chelsea, once again, is going to have finally flipped the switch, and they are looking very strong, so that's who I have on my top, at 3rd. 2nd, I got Manchester City. I think that they want to win this competition. They have the players. They added more weapons, and they're probably adding more to it. So I expect them to have a strong showing in this tournament. And my team, my heavy favorite, and yes, there is some bias behind it, but I don't care. It is Real Madrid. I think this team is they're aggressive just as much as everybody else is. I think Xabi Alonso, even though it's a new coach, I think is very much a guy that can really flip things around for a team. Doesn't matter. Look what he did when he took over Bayer Leverkusen as well. So I think that the proof is in the pudding for him. He still has a very strong roster, and they're adding more pieces to it. I think that they very much are capable of going far in this tournament, and it's very fitting that Real Madrid wins the first ever FIFA Club World Cup in this version of it. So yeah, that is my Power 5. And yeah, you guys can say I'm being a Madridista. That's fine, and I get it, but that's who I'm picking. So there it is. So hopefully we'll see what happens. Like I said, man, we'll come back around. We'll recap the final. So we're not gonna do a knockout. If you want to see all that, go to Belly Up Sports. Check out their YouTube channel. You'll see me as well as some other members from Belly Up breaking down each round of the FIFA Club World Cup. So.
Who is that guy?